Social, Political, and Cultural Challenges of Gender Discrimination by Barbara, Courtney, and Shannon. Over time, gender discrimination has evolved to play a major role in society. From the women's suffrage movement in 1848 to International Women's Day in 2017, many critics and protesters have addressed this topic in the past. Many TV shows, movies, and plays have addressed this topic head-on. Mary Tyler Moore is one of the more prominent figures of gender equality. Most recently, in the movie Hidden Figures, women use their knowledge to help man explore in space. This presentation takes a closer look at the social, political, and cultural aspects of gender discrimination. By researching various challenges of gender discrimination, a variety of solutions were found that can assist those in the workplace. Gender inequality, or, in other words, gender discrimination, refers to unfair rights between male and female based on different gender roles, which lead to unequal treatment in the workplace. The term gender inequality has been widely known in human history, but not until the beginning of the 20th century has the transformation of gender relations become one of the most rapid, profound social changes. At the same time, the position of men and women were generally set. Stereotypically, women are generally known for softer roles, such as homemaker, educators, or domesticated workers, while men were typically depicted as engineers, scientists, and chief executive officers in the workplace. Gender discrimination has made society reflect whether equality among genders should be encouraged or not in future generations. A comparison study of how college students from the years 2006 and 2013 perceived gender discrimination, and Radar, Larson, McKay, and Moss confirmed gender discrimination was present in today's workplace through pay, promotion, and collaboration, as new employees may not share the same beliefs that are established. These problems have undoubtedly brought challenges in the workplace that need to be resolved. Gender discrimination has many aspects of social, political, and cultural challenges. Social challenges in the workplace usually pit one gender against the other. Political challenges focus on politics. Cultural challenges can be shared among groups of people of different cultures. Even with these issues decreasing, gender inequality still exists, and a lot of people suffer the consequences in the workplace. There are many reasons leading to gender discrimination which cannot be solved easily. However, with education, expanding progressive views, and even peaceful protests, many can hope gender inequality will be stopped in the future. Then, employees can have equal opportunities no matter what gender they are. Leaders have the potential to change the social relations for their work environment, including the social relations between men and women. It is common knowledge that on average women earn less than white males in the United States. Guest agreed, female leaders do not have as many rewards for work performance than their male counterparts, and men also receive more credit than women for decision-making contributions in the workplace. How can leaders implement change to benefit both genders in the workplace? Political challenges in today's society have evolved over the past 50 years. However, there is still a long way to go when considering the political climate and gender equality issues. Gender equality is an issue that continues to gain attention. Men still remain the primary policymakers due to their positions in our society as politicians. Issues such as gender equality are slow-moving. Many policies are placed on hold, while other issues are placed ahead on the list of important matters. The lack of follow-through on the part of our policymakers, combined with the lack of women in the position to make policies, continues to be a challenge in today's culture. The United States Supreme Court rationalized gender inequality as something naturally delegated in society until the 1970s. The Women's Strike for Equality helped to support the Equal Rights Amendment of 1972, banning discrimination by any state on the basis of sex. Gender equality cases in the Supreme Court have strengthened the foundation of the women's rights movement. How can policymakers implement changes that will benefit both genders in the workplace? The cultural shift in today's society has helped to impact the manner in which policies are formed. People are beginning to shift their attitudes and beliefs concerning gender equality, but there is still a need to further transform views on gender equality to eliminate gender discrimination. What is regarded as gender discrimination is predominantly problematic as local norms change in response to growing sensitivity to diversity issues and changing societal attitudes on gender roles. Concepts of equality and discrimination are assumed to be fundamental human rights, but issues of fairness are not just a matter of fact. They are often perceived as what people believe to be true or righteous, and interpretation of what constitutes discrimination varies. While the number of women in organizations has grown significantly over the last decade, organizations are still primarily male-dominated. There are solutions to gender discrimination in the work environment. Using the outlined ethical theories and transformation guidelines, employers can help bridge the gender gap. Kant's categorical imperative, a concept based on leaders using their moral conscience to make strategic decisions, can be applied to gender discrimination issues. Leaders to provide training on gender equality to management personnel. Training should include educating managers to identify gender discrimination, how to deal with gender discrimination, and how to prevent it from happening in the future. Employers can offer employees childcare facilities to enable both mothers and fathers access to quality childcare. Leaders can also use Rawls' justice as fairness theory, a theory that is about bringing fair and equal judgment for those who are overlooked and treated unethically and unjustly. Organizations need to grant equal salary to all employees, no matter their gender. Offer recognition to successful female workers. Publicize the organization's efforts to promote gender equality on the organizational website, in advertisements, or on social media. This will alert others of the organization's dedication to equality in the workplace. Teach students about gender equality before they get into the workforce. If leaders can implement these methods in the workplace, gender discrimination can be reduced and eventually can be eliminated. Policies can be used to promote gender equality by establishing policies that ensure both men and women are compensated equally for performing the same work. Beyond equal pay for equal work, policies should also ensure that both genders are treated equally in recruitment, training, hiring, and promotion. Gender equality means nothing in the workplace if it is not followed to the letter by all management personnel. Managers should be encouraged to act as role models for non-discrimination. Specific policies to establish include work-life balance policies, policies that support employees' pursuits of further education for career advancement, sexual harassment policies with professional consequences, safe reporting policies, and non-discriminatory policies that apply to all levels of management. Going forward, organizations that continue to develop talent and encourage the contributions of their female employees will be the most successful. While women progress in their careers at different paces than their male counterparts, their career progression is more complicated due to gender social context barriers, such as being the primary caregivers of their children. Women's career and life responsibilities ebb and flow at different life stages. Organizational leaders should consider where a woman is or where she has been in her career before taking time off when considering hiring, promotions, and pay scale in the hiring process. The ideal of putting work before family does not work with a contemporary woman's responsibilities. A woman's evaluations should not continue to be based on a male model of continuous employment and single-minded career dedication. Organizations should evaluate a different model of evaluating their female employees. As policies continue to transform and begin to support gender equality as more of a human rights issue, we as a society will change and implement the much-needed changes to support gender equality. This speaks to issues such as equal pay for equal work and the elimination of the discrimination in access to employment, and vital to this is the availability of quality, affordable childcare. What people need to realize is the term gender equality is not a license to expect the same kind of performance by a man and a woman in all aspects of life. It is the license to expect the same level of humanity from both, and to expect equal respect for both genders. Respect for doing their own duties in society, and not belittling of one gender for any type of reason. To further the change toward gender equality, organizations must begin to provide adequate training to all employees. Implement policies that guard employees against gender discrimination. Enforce policies to offer professional consequences for those that violate gender discrimination policies. And consider that women progress differently than men in their careers, and establish ways to not hold women back when they have not or could not have a single-minded career focus due to family obligations.